Before we start, we would like to respectfully acknowledge that we are occupying land in Peterborough, Nogojinawang on the Treaty 20 territory and traditional territory of the Mississauga Anishinaabeg. This land is associated with the Williams Treaty. We offer our gratitude to the First Nations for their care for and teachings about our earth and our relations. May we honor those teachings. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Chamily Drama. This is season 9 and our first episode. First we're just going to start with a couple of announcements about things that are coming up in the next week.
Yeah, so to start, we just want to do a quick little shout out to the formal, which was this past weekend. Everyone who attended had so much fun, including us. It was such a great event. Thank you so much to Cabinet and especially Larissa for putting that on for everybody. And we're so excited for next year's.
It was an awesome event. So much fun. We can't wait to do it again. Dinner was amazing. Dancing was so much fun.
Yeah.
The venue is a great place to host.
Mm-hmm.
So
Lots of
definitely
nice
so
pictures
fun.
there.
Definitely. Coming up this week is going to be International Women's Day on March 8th. And for that, we are going to be having a poster making event in the Great Hall on March 7th, the night before. And that's going to be starting at about 6 p.m. till 9 p.m. So if you want to come for that evening poster making, you can bring those posters to the Downtown March, which is going to be on March 8th. And that's going to be hosted by Kawartha World Issue Center. And they're also hosting a community event for International Women's Day on March 9th as well. And they have some more information about that on their social media as well.
As well, summer course registration has now opened. So if you're thinking about doing a course or a credit, half credit in the summer, make sure you get on that. Some of you may have already tried applying and realized that we have a brand new way that we register for courses. So the new way we do it is called self-service. It is this new platform that just launched March 1st, which was when summer course registration opened. And it gives students from anywhere and anytime access to information that they need the most. Self-service centralizes student information with useful tools such as plan your degree and schedule your courses, which is really helpful to make sure that you're on track. Course registration, as we discussed, as well as access to tax documents and transcripts. So it's a very helpful, very useful site. It may seem really intimidating and confusing to use at first, but don't worry, before you register for any courses, make sure you go to our academic advising website. Just search up Trent U Academic Advising and click the first link. And then they'll have a tab for video tutorials, which will go through it step by step for you on how to use the new portal.
And if there's any other confusion with the new self-service, you can also call any college office, and one of the college ambassadors like us will be able to help you a little bit with that as well. Up to our next event is going to be the grad dinner. So that's going to be happening on March 24th for students who are graduating or graduating in the next year. Check your emails. Our college principal, Tina Fridgen, will have sent you an email with an invitation as well as a nomination form to nominate people for grad dinner awards. Check your email. It's going to be on March 4th, and I believe it'll be held in the Great Hall as well.
March 24th.
Sorry. We can just cut that.
It's fine. And the email for the nominations forms has already gone out. So make sure you check that and fill it out because it's really important that everybody participates. Also, as we mentioned last week, our orientation week leader applications are now open. So if you're interested in that at all, please don't be shy to fill it out. You can always back out afterwards, but it's never hurts to just apply, right? So you can find that on the student job board. So to get there, just go to your My Trent and then search for the student experience portal. And then one of the tabs from there will be student job board. And then there will be a list of lots of jobs. So just scroll until you see the one that says Orientation Week Leader.
And our last announcement is that the exam schedule for the spring is now out. So if you check your My Trent up in that little notifications box on the top right-hand side, it's going to have your exam schedule. So make sure that you check that so you know what to expect for your exams and where you're going.
All right, now on to our content for this episode. So actually coming up, we have cabinet elections. So this is your chance to get involved with our cabinet for next year. Nominations for cabinet open on March 9th, which is this Thursday, and they close March 23rd. So if you're interested in running for any of the positions, make sure you get your nomination in. To nominate, you need to be nominated, you need the signatures of at least 5 other Champlain members in our community. So there are many positions that are open this year because it is the end of the year. So those positions include president and vice president, which do require that you have previous cabinet experience. However, there's also the treasurer who handles the money, secretary who's involved in charge of the organization of cabinet, the junior senator who helps run elections, junior social representative who helps run all the events like formal, the BIPOC rep, cultural affairs rep, the TCSA commissioner who is the bridge between cabinet and the TCSA, publicity officer who helps cabinet make all their lovely posters all over campus, and finally the community and sustainability rep who makes sure that cabinet is staying very environmentally friendly.
And speaking of cabinet, they do have a couple of other events that are going to be happening in the next coming weeks. So first is going to be their AGM, their annual general meeting, and that is going to be on March 7th. So definitely check their Instagram for more details on where. I believe it's going to be in the council chambers in M2.
Yeah.
On that. And yeah, so the AGM is held every year and they need a certain amount of students to attend in order to hold it. So the more people that go, the better. So yeah, it's definitely a great idea to come. You can see kind of what cabinet meetings are like. If you're interested in being on cabinet, it's a great opportunity to get involved that way. And yeah, you can ask questions and kind of have a little bit of a say in what goes on with your cabinet.
Yeah, and it's really important to get involved. Cabinet actually has a huge impact on the Champlain community because they do sit on a lot of different committees that make decisions about your food, your housing, and all sorts of things. So it is a really good idea to attend this general meeting just so that you can have more of a say and understand more of what they're doing.
And then the other event that they're going to be hosting, along with Trails Cabinet and Lady Eaton College's Cabinet, is going to be West Bank Love. Woo woo! We are so excited for this event. It is an event that is hosted at the Social downtown. So it does involve drinking for people of age who would like to. So bring your IDs. I believe that for the beginning, you can come if you are underage.
Yeah.
However, do you know what time?
I think 8.
I think yeah, at some point in the night it switches to 19 plus only. So if you're underage, you can still attend for a little bit, but just not the entirety of the event. But yeah, it's going to be held at the Social. It's going to be on Dollar Beers night. So that's super fun. And yeah, it's just a really nice night for all of our West Bankers to get together and celebrate our love for West Bank.
And you also get a really cool shirt.
That's true. Actually, I believe the shirts this year were designed by someone on Champlain College
Yes.
Cabinet. So that's really cool as well. And they have some designs on there and elements from each of the colleges.
And because you get such a cool shirt and you're getting free entrance into Dollar Beers, the ticket is $10. So make sure you check that out on Champlain College's Instagram page if that's something you're interested in. All right, so now we have a couple of our previously run interviews with 2 members of our current cabinet. First, we're going to take a look at our interview with Campbell Deck from last summer, where we talked about his old position on cabinet. This year, however, Campbell has been the cabinet president, and he has done a phenomenal job in the role. So let's take a look at what he had to say about cabinet.
Oh, hi, Campbell. Thank you so much for joining us on Chamily Drama. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is Campbell Deck, and I'm a student within the Champlain community here at Trent University. And I just finished serving a 2-year term as a student senator for the Champlain College Cabinet.
That's cool. And could you share with us what the role of the senior senator is in the cabinet?
So the college has 2 senators, a junior senator and a senior senator, and the senior senator's role is to do a couple things. It's to train a junior senator in how the Senate works and everything. It's to sit on the Senate, which comprises of student senators from all colleges, as well as the TCSA and a bunch of different department heads and the executive branch. And basically, it discusses academic issues.
Okay, and so what are the Senate meetings like?
Standard Senate meeting just normally begins with opening remarks from Leo, who's our president, and then If necessary, we'll go into a closed door session, which is basically where we discuss things that can't be shared with the public just yet. So potential ideas brewing, confidential matters. And then if we move from that to an open door session where we discuss everything that's on the agenda for that day. In a normal Senate meeting on the agenda, there normally be a lot of things related to academics, such as course changes, the addition of new programs, budgets for the next academic cycle, as well as any other issues we have.
All right. And so, what would you say was your favorite part of being a cabinet member?
I think the favorite part for me was knowing that I was being able to give back to the community, to Champlain, and it's a good feeling to have.
Yeah, for sure. And Chloe, would you like to take over?
Yeah, absolutely. Hi, Campbell. It's nice
Hi,
to see you
Chloe.
again. So my question for you is, how can students express their concerns to the Senate?
To the Senate. So for them to do that, they really need to meet with the senators. And Champlain does at the moment have a senior who I recently trained, and we also elected our junior back in our spring elections. And the best way for students to do that would be to reach out to them or to come to the office hours that the senators will have and talk with them about their concerns.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. And why should students run for the senator position, and how can it help them build their future careers?
Well, I think if you want to be in politics, as I do, the Senate experience really kind of gives you an idea of how sort of the administrative side and also the actual side of politics can work through the process of passing bills and making amendments and introducing movements within a committee. So it's kind of like, in some way, you learn the nuts and bolts of what a politician would actually do in a real political setting. And I think that's important for students to get involved with that, because we need vocal people as our student senators. We need people who are willing to not only speak up with their ideas, but also make sure that we're holding the university accountable for how academics are going when it comes to students. That was one of the focuses of my term, because I served in the Senate during this 2-year period when the first year we were completely online due to COVID. So it's making sure that the students are being heard and that their concerns are being heard about difficulties they're having with online learning, questions they have, concerns they have about reopening.
Yeah, so it sounds like it's some good hands-on experience for anyone that really wants to get into politics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which is what our segment is all about today. So that's really awesome. And then my last question for you is, how can running for cabinet enrich a student's academic and personal life?
Well, I think it all depends on your own personal preferences, really, as to whether or not you want to run for cabinet. But there is a lot of rewarding factors within it. I think the thing I love most about it is knowing that going to every Senate meeting or every committee meeting, knowing is that I'm not doing that just for me. I'm doing this for all of the students here at Champlain, making sure that their voices are heard and trying to, make sure that Champlain itself has fair representation. I mean, one of the things that my second year or my last year that was I focused on Senate was we were basically reallocating seats for students, and it was my focus was making sure that all the colleges, especially Champlain, still had a voting seat regardless of how the other seats were split. Because if the colleges don't have the ability to vote, if the colleges don't have a representative who can speak for them and vote for them, the Senate becomes mundane, because each college may have different interests or different concerns. So I think for students who want an experience to get involved with their community or give back to the Champlain community, cabinet is, in my opinion, the best way to do so.
Thank you so much, Campbell. That was amazing. Now we're going to look at an interview that we did with Sam Barry in September when he was acting president of cabinet.
Hi, Sam. Welcome to Chamily Drama. My first question for you is, can you explain what cabinet is?
So cabinet's basically the student government for at least Champlain. Every college actually has their own cabinet where basically they talk to the students, figure out what's going on, report to the higher ups. They plan fun events throughout the year, and it's just a really good time.
Awesome. Awesome. That sounds like fun. And what positions are available right now in the election?
Yeah, so the current positions, that's the word, that are currently available are president, vice president, community and sustainability rep, junior social rep, the junior athletic rep, two of them actually, the BIPOC rep, cultural affairs rep, off campus, on campus, and annex rep.
Oh, that sounds like a lot. So can you just actually explain a little bit more about the sustainability rep and what they do?
So the sustainability rep basically, for any cabinet event, we have to make sure that we're doing our part to make sure that, we're doing this as sustainable as possible. So we're not going out, we're not, buying plastic plates and getting rid of them for every event. We got to make sure that, we're being good to the earth. So every event that we do, we have to go to them and we have to basically, how could we make this more sustainable? Are we doing the right thing? And it's a super important role on cabinet.
Cool. That's really interesting. And you mentioned an athletic representative. What do they do?
So we have a lot of tournaments basically throughout the year, sporting events. The most recent one coming up is actually Pig Bowl happening this Friday. That would be today. So with Pig Bowl, it's basically flag football. It's a long time Champlain tradition, and it's a lot of fun. Some other events that they would plan and host would be the broom ball tournament, the ball hockey tournament, and all of those are a lot of fun.
Awesome, that does sound fun. And I know another position that's pretty fun is the social representative. So they run the other events, right?
Yep. So anything, there's Chilioki, the harvest dinner that's happening this weekend, the Champlain formal event, which is huge every year, and all those events are fantastic.
Oh yeah, that's really awesome. I know I always love going on to all the events that Cabinet puts on. They're really cool. So the BIPOC rep is a fairly new position on Cabinet. Could you tell me a little bit more about what that's like?
Yeah. So basically, the BIPOC representative is the voice for and concerns. They voice the concerns of Black and Indigenous and other people of color in regards to cabinet policy. This is a very new position on cabinet, and we're still trying to figure out how we can make it better. So
awesome. Definitely sounds like a good voice for the people of Champlain. Another position I know that is a good representative for people on Champlain is the on-campus and the annex rep, as well as the off-campus rep. So what do those ones do?
Basically, so the on-campus rep would be for anyone living in the towers of Champlain. It's their voice. So if they have any concerns, they could bring it to them, and then they would voice it to the rest of the cabinet, and then we can go with that and voice the concerns to higher up people. For the annex rep, it's the same thing, just for the people of the annex though. And the off-campus, exact same, but again, just off-campus people instead.
That's great. And then could you tell us how Champlain students can vote in the upcoming election?
Yeah, so I don't remember which date it is, but Tina Fridgen will send out an email to you. I believe it's on Mondays. She normally sends out the email.
Yep.
So you'll get that email, and in there will be a link to vote for all the people running for cabinet right now. We got a lot of positions that are being filled, so I'd appreciate it if everybody could vote, because it really means a lot.
Yes, please vote. There will also be a description of what every candidate wants to do on cabinet, so make sure you read those as well before you vote. And then before we let you go, Sam, can you just let us know what cabinet means to you?
Cabinet to me was a way for me to get more involved, being, first year, getting sent home from COVID, and then, coming back, I felt like I was missing a lot, and joining cabinet really filled in that gap, made me feel a lot more involved in the university as a whole. So that's what cabinet means to me.
That's really nice.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sam. It was a pleasure speaking with you today.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Sam. That was some great insight into the roles of the cabinet.
All right, and just some quick reminders. Check your emails, graduates, for those nomination forms, as well as the invitation to the grad dinner for Champlain. West Bank Love is going to be happening on March 8th, and Cabinet's annual general meeting is going to be on March 7th. Next week, we're going to be speaking with Stephen and Ashley from the Pig's Ear Tavern and talking about the history and future plans of the Pig's Ear.
Yeah, I'm so excited for that show. It's going to be a great one. You guys don't want to miss out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.